Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to more Thunderpick action. I'm feeling like an old man this morning because it is early. I'm tired. I think we're both feeling the same way going into this one. And of course, Thunderpick action always brings some good action. Ex-RUSTEC and Entropy are going to be where we're focusing our attention so far this morning. And I think it's going to be players we've casted before multiple times, Matt, in different tournaments, different teams as well. I'm expecting this one to be at least a little bit entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be one of those games that just sort of ebbs away without much care. So it should be pretty much a barn burner, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the definition of entropy is the scientific measurement of disorder, and I think we'll be getting heaps. I think entropy will be at the very high end in this particular series, not just with you and I, but with the players as well. With this particular matchup. So yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good one. Let's bring up some schedules. I suppose we can show everybody what we have lined up for them on this fine day in July. So after our initial game of RUSTEC against Entropy, it is going to ex-RUSTEC, I guess. It's Unity versus Mai Tai. Nice cocktail is a Mai Tai, honestly. One that I do enjoy every now and again. Okay. Black Phoenix against Misa esports. I haven't seen either of those teams. Falcons. What the hell are Falcons doing in this competition, Trav? How have they ended up here?
Oh my God, your favorite team. They're playing against Bebop. They're going to lose to Bebop,
I want to cast
Matt.
later. Oh, not to Bebop. Please, not to Bebop.
It's Falcons Force, obviously, the academy team. Excuse me. Yeah, it should be. Actually, we've seen some good work from the Falcons Force academy team historically. They won up against a couple of established teams in some local lands and stuff like that. So we'll see if they can deliver again. But first, we focus on ex-RUSTEC and Entropy. And RUSTEC are always one of those organizations with this sort of level where I kind of felt like they're existing and not really doing much. So honestly, it doesn't really surprise me that even though they've got some pretty established players playing for this mix now, Matt, that it is ex-RUSTEC and not the main RUSTEC team. It's another one of these lineups where you have known players like Lazer, ex-Rezo, Patsy, and Yuka. You've also seen Jake and Brilliance play before in this core. I think it's one of like 3, maybe 4 or 5 teams at this level where it's literally just like a selection of CIS/Russian players who are just tied to an organization and are playing together for the sake of playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably fair. It's a pity that Supra's still not in the mix. Honestly, I actually did like the RUSTEC team when they were at, I'd say, like their quote-unquote peak. I feel like Brilliance was somebody who had the ability to take over games with the rifle. I feel like Yuka was actually overqualified for this team with the AWP. I felt like Supra had big moments on the rifle, so it's a bit of a pity that it didn't really materialize. And is this really the best place that Patsy could find himself at the moment? Is he just helping out some homies? Is this so he can stay maybe a little bit relevant, stay a bit sharp, and is like keeping the officials ticking over? But man, don't you think it's a bit bleak and grim that this is where Patsy is playing right now? I feel like from some of the highs which he's competed at in the past, this is a big fall from grace for him. And again, it's not a shot at the people that he's playing with here. Like I said, I've sung some of their praises, but it is still kind of weird.
I would imagine, excuse me, I would imagine he's in the process of helping out the homies, like you say. He's still technically benched on Sangal, and that kind of makes my point about how many teams we've got like this at this sort of level, and maybe a little bit higher and a little bit lower too, which are just temporary projects or maybe long-term projects, which are, teams which are already tied down. TDK, I think, lead the way in that example with, Art Frost, Nafany, Axel, Belchanok, and Fame. And nearly all of them are tied down, apart from Nafany, I believe, to an org. And you look down the list, your ex-Ruby are in that conversation. You've got there's another team that I covered the other day, which is very, very similar to this one, which has some known names. I mean, I can't find it. Lavked, technically, as well, because they're playing with Kenzie at the moment. Just so many rosters which are going through the motions, and probably won't be doing a whole lot. And there's only a few you can pick out which feel like they're actually going to try and do something. And even then, in the TDK example, TDK are very, very unlikely to be picked up by anyone because the organization that TDK up would have to do negotiations with Paravision, Virtus Pro, Bet Like, it's not going to happen, is it?
Satan at this point as well. Just like with how many layers you've got to go through.
Yeah, there's not enough money there, unfortunately, to really make that happen. Let's have a look at the ex-RUSTEC opponents there. It's Entropy. Against some known names here. The core is TWC, Floor, and Dotty, and I've seen Dotty play before. But the other known names, of course, are Della from AM/Eyeballers before he got moved on to the AM project, and Lumi, who is also on AM, but of course previously a Minisport. I seem to be lurked by Lumi. He always seems to pop up in a game that I cover that maybe I'm not expecting him to be in.
Okay.
He's not cursing me because he's not that bad. But yeah, it's going to be curious to see how he goes down today, because at this level, I think he's quite good.
I mean, that's not saying a lot, though. To be fair, is it?
I know.
Okay. I'm not a shot at you at all. I'm saying if that's the point that we've reached when assessing Lumi, I think it's a bit of a bleak reflection as to where he's at. I think he has got the ability to be a good player, but we've only really seen it in glimpses. In his time on Metasport, in his time on Little Mix before that was kind of when it come on my radar. And it's just been a bit of like a slow demise so far, which I think is a bit of a pity. Dele, I remember seeing some decent moments from on AM. I think he's got good mechanics. Dotty seems to be insane, honestly. Like, from what I've seen, he's got these abilities to just have ridiculous rounds, second AWPer, so he'll just pick up the AWP and have ridiculous, crazy, flicky moments. So definitely one worth keeping an eye on. Yeah, I think this is a pretty difficult game to call here. I mean, I'm definitely leaning in towards ex-RUSTEC, but I think it has potential to be a competitive one.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think we have a chance to talk about the veto. Maybe not see it in the graphic yet, but we can talk about it. Cash was going to be the pick for Entropy, which is cool. It's one they've adopted very, very early and very, very often. I would say easily, by maybe over double, it's a team I've seen with the most cash reps since it was added to the pool. They've played it 10 times. 10 times already.
Damn. Okay.
With a 60% win rate as well. They've won 6 out of those 10 times. Sure, they have lost 3 of their last 4, but overall, pretty good. And don't forget, this was a team that we referenced the other day, Matt, that beat Hotu in ESL Challenger League 28-26 a while back.
Insane.
So,
actually crazy.
So there you go. I mean, that's talking about getting a lot of cash reps. It's not just the fact they've played it 10 times, it's the fact that they've taken a tier 1.5 team, seemingly, Hotu, who've looked on very good form lately, all the way to, what is that?
54.
Septuple overtime, is that? I don't even know at that point.
Not that many.
Okay, I've gone a little bit too far on that one, maybe. But look, I think it's pretty good for them.
Yes,
so,
agreed.
ex-RUSTEC with this team or the old team, I had a look. They're not played it at all, ever. So, good punish pick here.
Absolutely. You feel like it's just going to... Like how do ex-RUSTEC even navigate this, considering that they're also playing with 2 new-ish players in the mix here as well, in Patsy and Yix as well. How do they even bring this one together? I mean, like, Patsy's played a handful of series with them, and I guess ex-RUSTEC has as well, but still, I feel like that should be a lock for Entropy. Then Dust2 picked in response by ex-RUSTEC was the map that they'd kind of looked to go towards more often than not. It was their most picked by a pretty decent margin. Maybe fell off a little bit in the 17 times they've played it, as we now get confirmation of the veto on our screens. As Trevor already said, Entropy picking Cash, ex-RUSTEC picked Dust, and then Anubis will settle the score should we go all the way.
Yeah, and just thinking about this game as well, and thinking about Cash, Entropy playing a hell of a lot, sure, but you would have thought that probably the only player that has played professionally for long enough to have played Cash is Patsy. No, he started his career in very, very late 2020 with Espada, which, technically Espada was like, white label name for Spirit Academy back then. Then went to the main Spirit team, then played with Spirit Academy again for a couple of games, then went back to Spirit again, went to Liquid, which was a bit of a disaster because he was playing with Rainwaker at the time, and that was just a poor Liquid era. Then Paravision, it was fine. Aurora, again, fine. you done Aurora, but nothing really that set the world on fire. Astrum, same conversation, because that was kind of just Aurora's name after the Aurora bought out the Turkish Eternal Fire team. And then Stangal, again, playing fine, but nothing that really catches your eye, unfortunately, for Patsy. And yeah, he's only 22, which is crazy, right? You think about how long, see those teams he's played for in his career, and played since 2020, only 22. So you definitely think that his career is by no means over if a team wants to take a gamble on him. But at this point, I do think it would be a gamble. And to finish my point, like I started with, yeah, he's not played a cash official yet, and I would imagine nobody on this ex-RUSTEC team have.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely not unofficial, that's for sure. I'd stick my neck out there and concur with that statement, and then take one step further and say, I think we might need to just delay proceedings for a little bit longer while we wait for the series to start, if I'm not mistaken. Big View, what do you think, mate? Are you going to green light this little break that we go into here? I do see we have most of the players, but you know what, Trav? It's an early morning. We're going to ease ourselves into the day. And as soon as the players are ready to jump into the action, we'll jump into the festivities of cash. See you guys then.
Well, we said it would be maybe a bit of a short break, and you know what? It was incredibly short. Hell yeah, we're already into cash. Patsy from that quad position, we were talking about him quite a lot for good reason. Is he ready to deliver? Well, I'll tell you what, he is. And don't forget the ex-Rezo as well. He will find 2 off the rip, and there's the one thing. Even though Entropy have played this map a lot, like I said, it's the most I've ever seen a team play it since Cash's reinception into the pool. What a clear as well, by the way. Onto Della, that was clean. There's still some very talented players on ex-RUSTEC here, which can just pop off and win a map for you from anywhere.
Oh, like 100% agreed. In fact, the only guy that I don't look at through that light necessarily, or like look at it through that lens, should I say, is JiJieHao, with like all due respect. And that's just because I haven't seen a whole lot of him play. So maybe it's a little bit more of an unknown quantity. But ex-Rezo, not just because of what he's done here in the pistol, but because of what I've seen from him in the past, can 100% take over this game. Yuka, probably the best player on the server, honestly, in terms of his raw mechanical ability. As I said about Brilliance in the pregame, and everybody knows what Patsy's capable of. So if we do get the ex-RUSTEC players showing up even 80% to their capacity of their firepower, I reckon they do just blow Entropy out of the server.
Yeah, I feel that too. Yuka's even going for the default USP to save up for the AWP as quickly as possible. ex-Rezo with the 4K to start, and they were all pretty instantaneous. Well, warmed up very clearly on this morning. As early morning for him. I'd imagine it's more like 11-ish.
Yeah, there or thereabouts, most likely, right in his neck of the woods. Pretty clean in the anti-eco, just the one casualty coming through for ex-RUSTEC. Entropy now going to have that full buy at their disposal. Yuka will even get to drop his gun to JiJieHao, who went down. Oh no, that a USP. Never mind. I was going to say because he's buying the AWP here. Could drop him his USP, just wouldn't do very much. You must be a fan of these kind of gloves, Trav.
Yeah, these like the racing ones in a way with the numbers on them. Yeah, I wouldn't use them personally. They don't really match my color scheme for my inventory, but I like.
Trav's a green boy, guys. Look, goblin. Green goblin.
As the saying goes, like you said, neck of the woods. In my neck of the woods, I am a spearmint / aqua / green enjoyer.
Go.
My favorite color is purple, so go figure.
Actually, a good complementary color for all the colors that you just read out there, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like cyberpunk sort of colors, but you know what I mean. It's that sort of like pastel color scheme. Nice opening pick from Yuka on the AWP. He's already gotten progress for him and his team early. That's Dotty down early. I'm going to find TWC as well, allowing Yuka to pop off really at the moment.
Yeah, there's a world in which Floor and TWC struggle massively in this particular game, by the way. Like, Dele, Lumi, and Dotty will all be able to hang with the ex-RUSTEC players, but I'm a little bit less convinced by Floor and TWC in particular, not having really played a whole lot at this level. Let's see if I'm onto something there or not. Dele going to be peeking out, trying to catch JK's off guard. Doesn't happen, then it flows into Squeaky. That is flawless coming through from the CT side. All 5 players surviving in the gun round as well. So great boost for their half here early on, going up 3-0.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt. It was a weird series against Hotu. They won that map 1 that I mentioned, 28-26 on cash, and lost map 2 in overtime, 16-13. So they got really, really close. But yeah, like on that cash map, TWC played really well. Got a 1.3 rating, 49 kills in that really, really long overtime. And to get 49 kills in one map, obviously, is amazing, even if it isn't overtime in that is that length. But it's the impressiveness in keeping it up for all that time for a 28-26 map. So, yeah, they did play with a player called Gego, who's a Bulgarian player from nowhere. Yeah, I think so. So maybe that's something that you have to take into consideration, because I don't think they played with him throughout the entire series. It looks like it was only maybe a map 1 situation, because they had to play with Rafter, a coach as well. So, a bit awkward. Plot comes through here for Entropy on the A-bomb site, but Patsy and Jake will close. Jake with 3 kills. And right now, everything for ex-RUSTEC is looking as easy as pie. They do have the gap in their veto, like I was talking about, with them permabanning Ancient. Cash was available. Entropy. You know, these two teams haven't played against each other since Cash has been in the pool. They played when RUSTEC was still an organisation back in Nodwin number 9 about 2 months ago, almost exactly 2 months ago. That was a 2-0 for RUSTEC, 13-10, 13-9, Overpass and Mirage. Overpass, RIP.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that, honestly. I haven't yet fully recovered from the fact that they removed Overpass from the map pool. Hopefully, inshallah, I will get there one day. But for now, not yet. Lumi will find an opening kill, and Patty not been spotted, but the trajectory of the smoke grenade will compromise his position. Hoping that Molly will force Patsy back. Floor opens up the door, so Patsy gets that intel. It was a good opening kill that came through from Lumi's AWP, however, has been somewhat traded. Yuka's trying to push into Squeaky or fight a main, I guess, with his AWP at the start of the round, and Patsy's already picked it up. Also trying to frustrate him. He's trying to take the attention away from the swing that's going to come through from Speedway, and JK's is just in the middle of nowhere, so that was always a difficult spot for him to navigate. Good time in the peak from ex-Rezo, but does try and step out after having gotten that initial kill. However, there's more where that came from. Great work out of Brilliance. Bomb dropped and Floor in the 1v2. Yeah,
that is always a massive possibility on Cash to make a big spread out happen when a player's not looking at connecting. You can peek from that position. 1 for ex-Rezo, totally fine, because having Brilliance in position 2 is an extra factor they weren't ready for. And look at this, Squeaky door is open. Patsy can just walk out. Floor will not be ready for this. He doesn't know he's planted at the right. And that is why Patsy dies for free. Thankfully, Brilliance has seen him, and that incendio should, or it won't. I was going to say should move him out into the open, but all of a sudden, Floor has got a very good chance in this clutch. Always going to look away from Brilliance's push through, though. And now we've seen each other. This is crazy. That's twice now this has happened in this 1v1 and 1v2, and Floor will manage to pull it off. That is just, in general, a very lucky clutch for Floor.
Yeah.
Firstly, Patsy doesn't realise he's planted wide open and holds default. And to be fair, maybe you'd expect him to hear that it's slightly more to the right. Maybe he needs a new headset.
Definitely.
But
that's what I was thinking too.
But like at the same time, you do just expect it to be default in that moment, and then unfortunately for the 1v1, it's the smoke push timing is not good, and the Tech9 shoots a bullet before the kill can come through. So
I mean, I think the timing on the push was fine, but he just looked so spooked. Like he looked so I don't know, flustered. Just did not look comfortable at all in that clutch there. Did Brilliance, to be honest with you. Made some decent moves, but wasn't able to figure out Force position in time. Patsy this time was just forced to fight on floor and come out on top of that. Jewel Brilliance will go down elsewhere, however. As Entropy are looking to kickstart their campaign, opening round found for them. As they begin to shift themselves into towards the speed bombs, like ex-RUSTEC are going to be primed with the flashbang, but Dele was playing anti. Oh, and he's actually going to pursue ex-RUSTEC because he's heard everything. He knows ex-RUSTEC has fallen back into the bomb site. The support for ex-RUSTEC has just departed the scene as well. It's the perfect opportunity for the T side to pounce.
Yeah, he's pretty isolated, like you say. Good flash though, good utility usage, and ex-RUSTEC is looking brilliant to start today. He got 4 kills in the pistol, don't forget, and he's gotten 4 headshots.
Wow!
In this gun round as well. That is stunning work from him. And obviously, it goes without saying that I think ex-RUSTEC and Patsy and Yuka probably are the 3 players we're looking at, knowing what we've seen from them in previous teams that do have that ability. I do wish in a team like this, which is a core of the RUSTEC players, obviously, without an organization, when playing at this sort of level, I do kind of hope and wish they put ex-RUSTEC or Patsy, those 2 sort of players, into like pure star player roles. I don't think they have. But I just, it's from pure curiosity, what the likes of a Patsy could do if he wasn't playing maybe slightly more difficult roles. If he was playing roles that completely suit him, everything he's ever wanted to do, and let him basically farm.
Do you mean in this team or in future prospect teams?
This team. I mean,
okay.
You know what? Maybe both.
Yeah. You're not so on board of the Patsy IGL arc anymore?
No, I think he needs to just play his own game.
Okay, focus on fragging. Fair enough. Yeah, it's an intriguing one. Okay. This was supposed to be a light buy, and there shouldn't have been much chance for Entropy. The initial 2 kills came through for the CT side, but it's just been one-way traffic since then. Now, pretty low health. Lumi has got an AWP, so that smoke's certainly going to help ex-RUSTEC out here as he tries to get out of A main. He spots Dotty, but he's not going to be able to get past him. That's going to be an annoying round for the CTs to have lost. They got the opening 2 kills, 5v3 up in the anti-half buy, and they still end up losing the round. Yeah,
that's a very annoying one for them. Had full control of it, really, for a second. And even that 1v3 looked possible for ex-RUSTEC. I mean, knowing what he's been doing this entire game, looked very clean on the first, even though he was low HP. Instant headshot again. That feels like 9 of his 10 kills have been headshots. Maybe it's all 10, honestly. You can look at that scoreboard. I wouldn't be surprised to see 100% on that headshot rate. I'll check Headshot TV in a second. Yeah, even though he did every... Go on, finish.
I was going to say, for ex-RUSTEC, he's got 8 out of 9 kills have been headshots for him in this map so far.
There we go. Yeah, and the 10th was a headshot too, so it will be 9 out of 10.
So 9 out of 10 now, exactly, yes.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I think he even did everything right in that clutch. Like, he used his utility correctly, incendiary move wasn't perfect, but he tried to bait out the bites, which he did do. Couldn't complete it in the end. Yuka's here. Yuka will once again get a multi with that AWP to hold on. Elevated angle for Della, but he's got to worry about other positions. That's why there's a smoke up on that heaven position to allow him space to work with. But it's faded now. Shot missed by Yuka, but he makes up for it. Like, honestly, when he switched to Yuka's POV, that shot wasn't too far off. Either way, he'll make up for that slight miss. Lucky to get away with it. But either way, ex-RUSTEC are up to 6 already.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like there's just a big disparity in terms of the firepower between these 2 teams so far. Just the sense that ex-RUSTEC are pretty far above the level of Entropy's players when it comes to their mechanical ability. If that'll continue to permeate throughout the series. Entropy going to half buy again. Entire team grouped up heading in towards the speed bomb side. Trav already highlighted that ex-RUSTEC has got, well, I don't know what his 11th kill was, to be honest with you. But he's certainly up there with most of his kills coming through from headshots. Those numbers might start to change now as he's just trying to spray down players or barreling in towards his side of the map. And he will eventually go down, but he's done his job. And then some, Lumi will lose his life as well. And that is 7 on the board here for ex-RUSTEC.
Because RUSTEC as a core were never awful, right? Like, they always played at a lower level. But I always feel like they didn't play as many tournaments as they can or should or maybe could. Because I feel like they were always all right and they always competed. There was a couple of runs they had in ESL Challenger League Cups, which had maybe a bit of a lower tier field, right? Yeah, just in general, they were always, I would say, slightly better than the sum of their parts, maybe. So, yeah, well, I'm hopeful we're going to get to see a run out of them in this group, and I think they will manage to find a way to get through. Of course, Thunderpick groups this season, or this year, this is I think the second and last EU series, does have that Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, GSL format, like we're very familiar with. So, yeah, I think they've got a great chance to make it through their group, because their group with Entropy and we've got here today with Unity and Mai Tai, like both of those teams aren't very high skilled, in my opinion, especially Mai Tai. Unity are a little bit better, but we'll get into that later. Yeah, so I'm hopeful for them.
How's Floor not peaked, though? I guess there was a smoke on one side there. Looking to try and go in towards the A bomb side. Look at the rotations, though. ex-RUSTEC have got everybody in a position to deal with what's being thrown at them right now. Only Floor left remaining, and he will go down as well. And there's a great holdover towards the A-bomb side coming through here from ex-RUSTEC. Just all the pieces falling neatly into place. I mean, I am looking at this T side for Entropy and thinking, have they shown us anything cool yet? I feel like it's just group up at the start of the round and try and take a bomb site. There hasn't been any sort of like misdirection thrown into the mix or cool strats or anything of major ingenuity or innovation. I really, we're not seeing any late flanks coming through or anything different. I just feel like it's been a really vanilla T side, very, very simple and pretty easy to read T side from Entropy so far.
Yeah, and look, there's a reason why it's a map they've adopted a lot, because they have beat some good teams on it. We mentioned the Hottie one. They've beaten other teams at their level, just players, Atreides, Mai Tai, Misa, Los Kogutos.
So I thought we'd see more from them then.
But they've also lost recently to Enjoy, EAC, and Big Academy. So, recently is where they've started to fall off on it a little bit more. They need to hit more shots like that. Then it will hit a dig. That one's very nice. And all of a sudden, again, it's a slightly lower purchase. It gets Entropy some progress in a round.
Yeah, true. And Yuka's definitely been heard here as well. TWC's going to be a lot closer to what Yuka expects, but he's able to connect on the quick scope anyway. Great shot there from Yuka. Oh, he's going to get a bit of a surprise there when he hears that the bomb plants actually come through. I don't think he had realized that there was anybody who had crossed on the site itself. And JK has been confined to checkers for a while. He'll actually bypass the toxic barrels player and try and close in on Floor. He wants to desperately isolate his duel before Floor's teammate arrives. And he'll dink him, but not donk him. And that is going to be another round coming through for Entropy, third on the board, and like you say, another light investment working the trick here for the T side.
Yeah, the touch was very possible there, that's for sure. But the lack of bullets in the M4A4 made that an impossibility. He wants some space. He's going to get that space by charging out of that mid-smoke. Open control now. By the way, because this is my first Thunderpick game in EU Series 2 so far, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Thunderpick socks right now.
Hell yeah. You're going to have to show us when we're on camera, Trav.
I will. I genuinely will. I've got my Thunderpick water bottle, my flask. Not filled up with water, I'll be honest with you. I should have. I didn't do it. I was too lazy this morning, honestly.
Okay.
That's the honest truth. You know me, I'm nothing but honest. But I did put the Thunderpick socks on, so I will show.
I want you to show the camera and then just slowly take the sock off, like seductively, while you stare into the camera.
That'll be a step that I won't go. First step I will go though. Della, he's trying to make his way through into B. Brilliant again, hold on. Guess who's on the scene? Jake's here to help out. Yixerezzo is still on the site.
Yep.
And Yixerezzo ends the half with a 15-4 KD. He's not even, the only player we should be singing the praises of. It's a very, very good half from nearly everyone on ex-RUSTEC. But yeah, I think him in particular, with all his headshots to start the game, he's been the sharpest player I've seen in quite a long time in a 9 a.m. game that I've done, that's for sure.
Do we have a halftime break? Guess not, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm right there with you. He has had an exceptionally good half there, has Mr. JiJieHao, looking very strong in his display in that first half with 15 frags found in the 12 rounds. Lots of important multi-kills. Must-win pistol round here for Entropy. That is the name of the game. And TWC, what you got going on there in your old noggin of yours, mate? Why have we decided to just run into B main without anything happening anywhere else on the map? Just felt like such a basic mistake made by him. Okay, 5v4.
I can hear the disappointment in your voice, Matt.
And
if I ever disappoint you, that's the tone of voice I don't want to hear. So, TWC should be scared. Yuka and Brilliance trying to hold on. I think they're going to be doing that with ease. Ex-RUSTEC players are just way too good for Entropy.
Yeah, but I mean, TWC just not doing himself any favors there, to be fair. Either way, 10-3. ex-RUSTEC continue to dominate the affair here. Force buy back for Entropy just to try and keep themselves in the contest, but it does not look very likely. Debut game for ex-RUSTEC on Cash. And it's looking like they have spent some time in the map pool or in the map in the practice server, just figuring it out, ironing out some of the kinks, figuring out their positions and how they'd like to approach the map. See how much effort it will require for them to finish off the job here with this healthy lead.
TWC's burning, almost to 0.
Well,
down by Patsy in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, another 2 headshots. How does he keep doing it? Even on a transfer that time.
He's classmate. ex-RUSTEC is a very, very talented individual. And he's young, right? He must be like 21 years old or something like that. Definitely a player whose name will be in quite a lot in the future, I think.
Maybe, and supposedly we're supposed to say it Azerski, but we're not to know that because that's his last. I think it's his last name backwards. I'm pretty sure.
No, his last name is.
It's not.
Mitrofanov.
Okay, I thought it was his last name backwards. I'm wrong. Either way, apparently saying it Azerski is what he wants. I've heard from Freddy, but Freddy's also been trolled in the past, so who knows?
Did he just tell you that now?
No.
Oh, just like in some of the past broadcasts. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not gonna happen. Why didn't you just make your name Azerski if that's how you wanted people to read it? Like, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah. You know, there's a part of me, Matt, as well, just thinking about what you were saying about Cash.
Yeah.
For ex-RUSTEC. Just see if they win this round first, because the MP9 still on a good position. Been seen, though. Yeah, now down to 4 HP. Big damage done, and yeah, no problem. So, it honestly wouldn't surprise me, even though, you know, they're a core of a team, playing with a couple of these boys as well. They definitely would have, like, maybe played it in the practice server a couple of times. There's a part of me that thinks they come into today knowing that Entropy are going to pick Cash and then put the work on it. I almost feel like they won't have put that much effort into it, and would have even maybe woken up today and said, guys, what spots do you want to play? Like it's a face-it pug. I obviously I don't think so. It's a long shot, but it does feel that comfortable and that easy. And clearly they've all just had a whale of a time so far in this one.
I mean, it also does come down to how much credence they continue to put into this roster and how much time they want to invest into this group of 5. Is this something that they want to build on for the future? Or is it just a placeholder? Is it just to stay warm as individuals while they explore other options? Because that'll answer the question as to how much time they're actually sinking into trying to continue to develop their map pool and build on a new map coming into the pool as well. I think that would be an important question to answer. Doesn't look like we're going to be hanging around on Cash all that long. Dele will find a trade. He's actually very fortunate to still be alive right now. He's going to have some support coming through here from the FAMAS, but Brilliance has a really good angle. Lumi's been spotted. He'll get run over by Brilliance as well, and Entropy very well may come up empty-handed during the second half. It's only Dotty and Floor left remaining. I've only seen 2 versions from Dotty before. Absolutely God Mode Nuclear, where he just destroys everybody on the server, or a game like this, where Dotty hasn't been able to do much at all just yet, I'm afraid, and that's how his game will end.
Yeah, exactly. It couldn't be put better, really. This is domination. I'd love to... I'm going to be checking and keeping my BDI on ex-Rezo's HLTV rating after this one, because...
Probably his best game on Cash ever, right?
Nice. I think it might be... I reckon it's going to be in the top 3 of his games of all time. That is my prediction. I'll keep an eye on that when we go into the sort of pre-game for the second map, and of course I'll mention that and see if I'm wrong or right. Even if I'm wrong, I will be making sure to pick that out and tell you guys. So, yeah, very impressive. All the individuals popping up when they needed to. I know it wasn't just... Even the rounds that were competitive and could have been close, like that one where Entropy had some progress up highway, but when ex-RUSTEC had that double layer of players peeking from Z, and I think Brilliant's got the 2k spray down. That round eventually was clutched by Floor, I think. But if you remember, that is a round that shouldn't have gone their way, and they still lost 13-3. So it says a lot.
I know, they had 2 rounds like that in the first half, right? Like 2 low-buy rounds made up 3 of the rounds that they won in that first half. So, yeah, I mean, that was basically as dominant as it gets. Very convincing stuff coming through from ex-RUSTEC, winning their opponent's map. Next up is going to be their pick of Dust 2. Are they going to be able to get it done in 2, or will we require a 3rd? We'll find out after a break.
Will it be another demolition job from ex-RUSTEC? They do not play cash, and Entropy do. And guess what? It wasn't the result you thought might come through. Entropy got demolished. Now, Dust 2, a map that Entropy are bad on. Will we get opposite
The inverse.
day
Yeah.
on this broadcast?
Maybe. Let's see. Dotty. Oh, he's just picked 2 out the round there. Clean kills coming through from him. Lumi in the corner. You'd imagine going to go unchecked. He's not able to get the first kill too cleanly, but it's all good because the flank has come into effect. TWC already looking a hell of a lot sharper than he ever did throughout the entirety of Cash. And Entropy will get themselves a lead for the first time here in the series.
Yeah, we'll see. And just to put numbers to my statement, ex-RUSTEC aren't amazing on Dust 2. To be fair, you know, that kind of dates back to when they were part of their organisation. They have won 4 out of their last 5, so they have improved on it a little bit, seemingly, which is why they picked into it. But Entropy, they played it 10 times, won it twice only. And just looking at their previous games, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. And I think, yeah, 5 of them have been pretty much, pretty convincing. 13-3 to Inner Academy they've lost. 13-4 to Enjoy they've lost. 13-2 to GenOne they've lost. Sure, a couple of good D2 teams in there, but either way, it does paint a bleak picture. So this start was pretty important. This will be a round reset because Dotty's pieced out.
You and me both, Dotty. You and me both. We are going to get our gun round, though. We are going to get an opportunity to see what ex-RUSTEC have got going for them here. Scout purchase for Yuka, AKs outside of that. Very, very underwhelming, it's fair to say, out of Entropy on the previous map.
Clearly, that that double kill in the pistol was enough to activate the anti-cheat because it was so good.
Got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, hopefully not going to be too long before we get Mr. Dotty back in the server.
There you go.
Out on cue. Bang. Thing is, like I said, Entropy didn't show up at all. I know that they're much better than what we saw from them on Cash. The individuals are way above the level that we saw in that previous map. So wouldn't be a surprise at all for me to see them have a much better performance here.
But also, at the same time, while I totally agree with you, it's the logic and talking point that we had in map 1 of, well, ex-RUSTEC do kind of just have 5 very good players on good form, seemingly, on Cash. Maybe Entropy's entire team isn't up to the level that they're at. We'll see. We will see. But I do think also it deserves to be said that ex-Rezo probably won't have as good a map as he had on Cash. That's for certain. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't as higher rated as I thought it might be. He got a 2.03 rating. Going 21-6, and considering Donk the other day went 20-7, I think I had his career best rating with a 2.84 last night. That's a bit less than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised by that number as well, I suppose, all things considered. Felt like a lot of the kills were pretty important as well, so I thought that number would have been inflated either way. It is going to be ex-RUSTEC in the first gun round here to open up their account simple and direct straight in towards that B bomb. So both Dotty and TFC go down empty-handed, and now it's about just trying to survive. Lumi wants the gun, and instead he will get led to the head, put to bed, fed by JK's. That pipeline straight down the esophagus, force-fed, and then he bled. I swear my name's not Ted. I'm Hayes.
Yeah,
and if
true.
I keep speaking like this, you'll end up in a maze. Not the Danish player.
How do I stop him, chat?
Where's the off button?
Oh dear. So I did check. It is. I said it could be top 3 for ex-Rezo. It is his 5th best of all time. But he actually got his tied best of all time only 4 days ago against Lavked. So there you go. 2.47 he got versus Lavked. And that was in Nodwin. He's definitely been playing well lately, put it that way.
Okay, well, we know how good he is as a player. Was that the odd one?
Number 10.
Series okay, 10. Yeah, Series 9 was the one we were talking about. Something else, right? Anyway, enough money here for Entropy to plug the gaps. And they've gotten an opening kill, but there's a good response that's come through here from ex-RUSTEC. Couple kills going back and forth, 3v3 with plenty of time left on the clock. Dotty timing is going to work out completely against him as Patsy comes through that smoke just as Dotty looks to replenish it. Work there from ex-RUSTEC. Wasn't a whole lot going for them in the round. The fact that Patsy was able to get that kill on Dotty really gave them the way in floor. Actually going to be able to stand his ground there. Come away with the kill on JK's 2 players going to survive on each end of the server. As ex-RUSTEC have successfully tied up the scoreline.
Floor, what have you
All
got?
right.
Forward lower tunnel. He's got that aggressive line, but unfortunately, taking that aggressive line with that AWP has not worked out too well for him because Lumi's been taken down in the process by Yuka. Thankfully, Floor is able to fall back and get, I think, a nade break kill on the ex-Rezo. So, back into that 4v4. Yeah, we haven't gone back to camera yet, so I had a chance to... Oh my god, what did you say about Dotty? That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like he had
moments.
way more bullets left in the magazine as well to not need to burst tap like that. But you know what? Fair play to him, he made it look beautiful. Unfortunately, it might not be the 2 kills that win the round because Patsy will hold on as Della tried to creep through that door smoke. That was close. Dotty almost made it happen. And even the clutcher is a possibility from Della as well, but Patsy's reaction was in time. He's up to 7 kills already, and ex-RUSTEC have broken the Entropy money all over again.
I mean, he's had some big individual moments here already. Has Mr. Patsy some really important kills coming through from him. Very good work to see him putting his hand up in these sort of situations here to help get his team across the line. And it's finally broken the economy here of the CT side, so an opportunity for ex-RUSTEC to actually build up some finances. They haven't really gotten themselves a whole lot of stability in that regard yet throughout the map so far, so they'd like to be able to make that happen here. What do we think of Liquid, Trav? Let's go into podcast mode for you.
Okay.
Round, I think.
Okay. I'm excited because literally in one tournament they look better than they ever did with JiJieHao. in 2 games. I know it's online, but it is kind of crazy. And also what is kind of crazy too, and look, I think we both share the opinion, because I'm pretty sure I've seen a tweet from you which shares this opinion. I'm convinced JiJieHao will bounce back and find a team that fits his style and push a team to the top tier again. But it's kind of a pattern that's happened twice now. He left Mouse, they got slightly better, at least quickly. He's left Liquid, and they've got better immediately. I kind of feel bad for JiJieHao in a way, because I've always liked him as a guy. Yeah, I met him at the Paris Major. I met him at the Paris Major, and he's just, you know, chill, really chill guy. Always a really good guy to chat to. And I think he's done great stuff with the pieces he's had in his career. I mean, the Game Legion result at the Paris Major goes without saying. But, yeah, it's... I think JT will be a breath of fresh air, and I'm not just saying that because you're here.
Yeah, of course. You know, objective conversation. I think it's really cool that JT's gotten this opportunity to work with these sorts of names and players. I think he's always like overperformed with teams that he's had in the past, and he's earned the shot now of playing with really talented top tier individuals. And maybe a big return to form for a league as well, because we saw JT got the best out of him in complexity. Either way, could put that on ice for a second, as obviously this is an important round here, and it's taking some serious shape. Dottie and Della in on the act. It's only Yuka left remaining, and he'll go down as well. So Entropy bounce back off the 4-round streak coming through for ex-RUSTEC, and they draw back within 1 to the CT side.
Yeah, not letting ex-RUSTEC streak clear on this occasion. You will see the lower tunnel presence. Dottie will get caught on long with the chained flashes from Yuka. Gets Brilliance set up to deliver.
Yeah, ex-RUSTEC would love to bounce back here immediately after having lost that previous round. Shall they keep distance between themselves and Entropy?
Good kill from Patsy again as well. Della will go down for the mid-round / late round kill from Patsy, which makes a big difference. They will find TWC as well. And Lumi. He's now all alone all of a sudden. Stuck on short too. Bomb is being planted in his vicinity, but the thing is he can't really fight his way out. Which is a bit of a shame. They have to just even spam their mutes rezo, I think, on that position, wondering if it could be clear. Not clear. A funny death for him. It doesn't matter. Only 1 kill will come through for Lumi. Patsy will get the frag. There was, as I said, no way out to keep that AWP. And again, they can buy something here, Entropy, but it's not going to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually almost borderline. You might be best off just lightly investing and then full buying in the next, because this is a slippery slope. If they lose this round here, 6-3, no money, 7-3. I mean, look, Floor has to play the 5-7, very light utility. TFC's got a glass cannon AWP as well. It's so weird because Lumi's the AWPer. I've seen Dottie second AWP, and then TFC's the one who buys the good old GC. Let's see what he can do with stun armored sniper.
Group chat. Oh, okay. ex-RUSTEC will hold on short, and guess what? It's another 2 headshots for him to add to his tally in the series so far. He's had a bit of a slow game compared to map 1. But we'll see how he goes here. Dottie needs to show more of his individual ability. Bit shaky on that one, though, I'm afraid. It's easy entry for Jake. And no way Floor, sorry. TWC can do anything about this. All down 2 floors, 5-7. Gives himself 1, but only 1. ex-RUSTEC now back in control.
Very much so. They've won 6 of the past 7. Hey, look at that. It's the funny number, dude. You know the 6-7 number that everybody does the thing with the hands, bro? Like,
I haven't seen that before.
wow. Okay, I'm surprised. It's this new thing, Trav. You'll see it coming up on your feed soon enough. It's become quite popular lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and it's the one number after the other, and then they do this like juggling motion, like ha ha ha, wow, and you say the number at the same time. Really cool. I think it's gonna catch on.
Sorry, mate. I live under a rock. I don't know what you mean.
Nah, it's good. It'll even make it to underneath the rock soon enough, bro. I'm telling you, this is gonna be big.
Be
I'm trying to get ahead
mainstream?
of it though.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be mainstream. I'm trying to get ahead of it though, so I
Yeah.
can be like one of the early people on the
The
train.
cool kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's me.
crazes in school, like yo-yos or conkers or whatever, that sort of thing. Like, you collect the best conker or have the best yo-yo.
I do the best 6-7.
Or maybe the best light-up shoes. No?
Yeah, those were ahead.
Did you used to
The
have
wheelies.
light-up trainers and Heelys? Yeah?
I had Heelys. I don't think I had like the light up ones though. I don't
Okay.
think I was
The
that
thing
fortunate.
is, I've always felt like, even though I wanted some and I never got any, I always felt like Heelys could be vaguely dangerous. Because, like, if the path isn't smooth, those wheels are just going to be jarring against the pavement and you're gonna fall over. I don't know, man.
Part of what makes them fun, man. It's the risk reward of, I could die here or I could have the time of my life, bro. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Nice shot from ex-Rezo, man.
yeah,
It's been
class.
put down.
I'm afraid it's almost the return to scheduled programming compared to what we got in the previous map here from Entropy, just being dogged by ex-RUSTEC. Not like we expected a whole lot from them here in this round, to be fair. And indeed, it is a 7th on the board.
Bless you.
Thank you. Double AWP now. They're taking turns. Tevsi's had the AWP. Dotty had AWPed before today. Lumi's AWPed. He's the main AWPer. Tevsi was AWPing earlier.
You can tell this is one of those games where we need to like repeat information because you said Tepsi picked up the AWP earlier, then you said Lumi's the main AWPer, and Tepsi picked up the AWP earlier.
No. I said Floor's AWPing now. Tevsi picked it up earlier. No. I'm gonna back myself. I'm gonna listen back on stream. Cool. I'm gonna listen on stream. I will. And then we'll see. And we'll see.
All right. See who's right. I've got you for the next round or two. Don't worry. Floor's in a very awkward position. He's got Patsy, but getting more than that is an impossibility when you're stuck in lower tunnel like that. So Yuka will take him down, and they're going to jump through middle off the back of that. At least they were going to. One player's gone through. It's being watched now by Deli, much used to going through that smoke, and he does win that fight. That's pretty important. That gets Entropy back into a man advantage. 4v3, 50 seconds, and Dotty finding ex-Rezo on his side of the map could mean that you can Brilliance have much to show here, because Brilliance has already shown his hand, his presence in toward B. All down to whether Yuka can win this fight on Lumi, which he will.
Does that change the approach?
It might. See, they looked at he was around A, that's the thing.
Oh, they seem to have the read that he even came through from long because they've mollied top middle. Now, Dotty has been able to get back in position to try and catch him on the cross with the AK Big Jewel here, but Brilliance will actually best him. 2v4 turn 2v2 now. Not a whole lot of time left on the clock, but certainly enough for a bomb plant. Yuka's so close. He's going to hit the reaction shot onto Tevsi, and it seems like they know that Dele is also on the ramp. Can Dele deny? Oh my god. Eat that up every day of the week, Yuka. What a shot coming through from him to finish off the job.
There's the Yuka we know. And to be fair, I'm saying it as if he hasn't really shown up, but he's been very consistent throughout the entire series so far. Just so happens that's a big pop-off round from him. And beautiful at that as well. That was lovely on that fourth. And I mean, there's a slight glimmer of opportunity that he could have maybe gone for the jump shot and denied the plant with 5 seconds on the clock as well. But, yeah, no problem. Dimi's gonna get caught with his knife out here. Surely brilliant to just go down for free. Yeah, this is not going to work. If you're going down through, if you're going through a smoke on long like that, then yeah, that is at least a duel you're guaranteed to lose.
Like, normally you want a pop flash to come through the smoke at a minimum there. Not over the top, because you need it to be, even if there is somebody who's hugging the smoke, that you're able to line them up. JK is definitely going to get overwhelmed here. And there we go. That means that Entropy will finish the first half with 4 rounds. That is all. They started 2-0. Then they got 2 of the next 10 from there. ex-RUSTEC in all position to get the job done in 2. Big pistol around here. See if Entropy can find a way to make this one work. Game plan going to look like 2 smokes. Oh, no smoke, 2 flashes is what they have at their disposal. He's going straight out long. Perfectly placed flashes. How on earth is Brilliance actually able to get a kill there? Oh, and then Yuka just stands out in the open and says, come and get some. And he hasn't faded away or fallen back. He won't. He's just... going to stand out in the open and say, who's next, ladies and gentlemen? Line up, line up. Come one, come all. Look at the bodies on the floor. Floor will go down as well. Yuka with a quad kill. Headshots across the board. He's in a league of his own.
What a guy. What a player. It was ex-Rezo in map 1. Hasn't really needed to be him in map 2 because, again, all the ex-RUSTEC players are just playing very, very well. And Entropy... talking about how they've struggled on Dust 2. This is their worst side as well. If you want to look at the numbers, and I loathe to read them out because it's a tough read. 37% on their T side. That is a pretty low number, I'm afraid. And it's against opposition as well, where you'd hope they'd be able to battle against the likes of Enjoy, Honved, Misa. They've been domed.
No, okay, good flash to blind up the player who's close. You got Yuka on the AWP though, and he's got some more support where that came from, but the support's gone down, so Yuka's gonna have to do it all. And he's missed a couple of shots. You're gonna have a rotation coming through from JK's though, forcing his way just before the smoke blooms, I think. And it's only Lumi left. He's got the AWP, but he will not be able to get back to safety. Okay. He actually has. He's gonna just try and edge through with the sniper, but Patsy quick enough on the trigger. And that will get... what's that, 10th on the board now for ex-RUSTEC is indeed, and that was against an investment as well. So Entropy floundering, and this one could be a swift series with the direction in which it's currently trending.
It could be. Rock Horror, Yuka missed a few shots, but seems like it's only a slight inconvenience for ex-RUSTEC. Will jump spot lower. He'll see that there's only pistols charging his way. It's a full deagle half bite for Entropy.
Oh boy. All right, well, Yuka's just, not taking any prisoners. I know that this is against the eco, but still. Looking very clean while he does it. Going to be keeping 4 players alive here, you would imagine, unless Floor's Deeg might connect and perhaps find some sort of damage. Not going to happen, though. 11 means that ex-RUSTEC are now just 2 rounds away from getting the job done here. Getting themselves up to a 2-0 victory in very convincing fashion. Only dropped 3 rounds in cash, their opponent's pick, and only 4 gone against them here, of which included the first 2 of the maps. They've won 11 of the past 13. Just completely dominated Entropy here today. And I did kind of speculate that I thought that there could be quite a big gap here between these 2 teams coming into this particular series. This isn't a shock to me. Entropy have got a gun round here. 1 gun round to try and keep themselves in the contest. I have no idea what Floor is even thinking, if Floor is even thinking at all, because He's just run straight through the smoke there without anybody setting him up with the utility. And he's been so loud. It's not like he's just stepped out through the smoke as he's gotten to the fringe, which then allows you to obviously swing with momentum. But when you're running through the smoke like that and the CT on the other side can hear you, that's just never, ever going to work out for you at this level of the game. So very, very amateur from Floor, I'm afraid. Dele able to find 2 kills back, but it seems like it's a short-lived success. It's only Dotty and Lumi left remaining. Man advantage in play for ex-RUSTEC to try and get themselves up to map and series point. Lumi would have been heard there by Patsy, who just tucks himself into the corner. Does Lumi hard clear the corner is the question. You can see the rotations coming through for ex-RUSTEC as well. Lumi taking a lot of time. He doesn't consider the corner. Free frag for Patsy to get his team up to map and series point. They've now got 8 chances of sealing the fate of this particular map, and with that the series as well. Open up their run here in the Thunderpick World Championship EU Series 2. Obviously, Group C is where we find ourselves, as is the case for the match coming up after this, which will be Unity against Mai Tai. And it seems like we're going to have a lengthy break between series. More just feels like not if but when for ex-RUSTEC to get the job done here on Dust. As for this T side, everybody grouped up in on middle, and they're going to try and breach up in towards this B bomb site. Break on the smoke doesn't yield anything instantly, but Brilliance will eventually get the frag. Decent kill upon entry. You'd imagine Patsy should get overwhelmed, and yes, good job there from Dele to just track him through the smoke. Now, this is where Lumi becomes instrumental, just covering the cross. Really nice scout headshot there. Man advantage, so maybe ex-RUSTEC not going to be able to seal the fate of the series at the first opportunity. Perhaps they may have to come back again in another round, unless Yuka and Brilliance can get it done in the 2v3. Brilliance is going to be going all the way around. Guess Yuka's trying to keep Entropy focused on window right now by popping the flashes through, and he's actually going to opt for the rifle instead here on the retake. Now, who's considering Brilliance is the question. There's the pop flash over the top for Brilliance to start scaling forward. I wonder if he's been heard. When they're molly in behind the box, and he's now dumping facility of his own. Spray off the mark, though, I'm afraid. And you would imagine with Brilliance going down, that means Yuka will accept there's no way for him to win the round from here, and he will indeed head for the hills with his AWP. So, Entropy able to win round 17 to keep themselves in this game for a little bit longer. Yuka, you don't really have the money for this. He does not care. Yuka plays by his own rules.
Damn, I thought I was going to miss the end of this game. I had a doctor's call, emergency doctor's call to take care of. Not emergency for me, don't worry, just a check-up thing that was scheduled, so I'm all good. It seems like ex-RUSTEC are all good as well. They've got themselves to 12, but Entropy will try and stay alive a little bit longer, as teams so often do, Matt. And yeah, let's see if we can find a way to close here. Dotty will get the opening, Dele gets one of his own, but the push through middle is very quick. Will that speed up Entropy onto the A-bomb site? It should do, because they've got long too.
Looks like they will at least get themselves a bomb plancher and an opportunity in the 3 versus 3. There we go, plant secured, frags come through as well. Entropy have left it extremely late, but just before the ring of the bell, and they've started putting up a little bit of resistance here on Dust 2. That's a lot of damage out of Patsy's from us, and he knows it as well. Desperately trying to actually hunt these players down. The problem is that he himself is as low as 11 health. And Dele will be able to get the job done. So Entropy up to 6. They've broken the finances of the CT side. Anti-Eco to follow. 12-7 should be the imminent score line. And we have overtime on the cards now, Trav.
Okay. Calm yourself there, Matthew. they're going to be walking B, and guess what? They're all good because there ain't anyone here. No problem. I know I've said that with like a tongue-in-cheek pronunciation, but also at the same time, it does make no sense to say there ain't nobody here, you know? Because if there isn't nobody there, there'd be someone there, you know?
There ain't nobody there. There ain't nobody here. There isn't somebody there. No, I'm not tracking you here, man.
Okay. But if you say that if there isn't nobody there...
Oh, it's a double negative.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So like saying,
yeah.
oh, there ain't nobody there.
Yeah.
There should be someone there.
There ain't anybody there. Yes, exactly true. That means there is someone there if you use the double negative. That is true. That is correct English right there. I still like speaking like that, even though I know it's not correct sometimes. And the thing is, that's the difference between and the aspect in terms of how those sentences are received and what they actually technically mean, because people understand what you're saying, and ultimately that's where meaning comes from. So long as you're understood, that's what matters. That's the primary basis for language, right? As long as people understand what you're saying, it doesn't really matter technically what the words mean. It's how they're received that matters.
Exactly.
And there ain't nobody here on short. Because there's 3 players here. Oh, wow.
Can he complete the game here? Oh, it's so easy. Not even on a very powerful angle, really, for him. It's one of the most common AWP angles in the entire game, but you don't see both shots hit every single time. 25 and 8 for Yuka. This one might be up there for him, but you can say a little bit yucky from Mixed Red. So he's not as clean with it as he was in the first game. But it's not going to matter one jot. Ex-RUSTEC will demolish Entropy and just cancel them out entirely from this series. 13-3, 13-7. Ex-RUSTEC are through to the next round in their group.
Yeah, in very, very convincing fashion, like you say. A great performance out of ex-RUSTEC, never really even having to break a sweat there in their victory over Entropy. And that's how we begin Group C. Of course, we've got another Group C game coming up after this between Mai Tai and Unity. Is going to be that next game. Yes, correct. And we've got a bit of a lengthy break, don't we, mate?
Yeah, but what we do have also is...
Oh, some feet?
The Thunderpick socks, baby. Look at those bad boys. And on that note, see you later for the next BO3.
No slow peel.
You can throw Big Vu. Goat. I promise.